Good morning, Cincinnati, and welcome in to another episode of the Bearcat Brunch, brought to you, as always, by our wonderful partners at Royal Links Golf Tours. Have you always wanted to play golf at St. Andrews? Have you ever enjoyed that perfect pint of Guinness in Ireland? Well, now you can with Royal Links Golf Tours. They are the premier golf tour specialist offering unforgettable golf experiences to Scotland, England, Ireland, and Wales. Their custom itineraries are more than golf trips. They are immersive, cultural, and country experiences that will surprise and delight you both on and off the course. Royal Links Golf Tours is owned by former Bearcat quarterback Hayden Moore and his partner, UC alum Jeff Bartholomew. If you'd like to play St. Andrews or enjoy that perfect pint, please visit their website at royallinksgolftours.com or call them direct at 770-331-1525. And with that, we are back live in the Cincy Light Studios. It might be miserable outside, but it sure isn't in here as the Bearcats win their sixth game in a row, beating the Oklahoma State Cowboys 49-17 to remain undefeated in Big 12 play, to continue on their press to make it to Arlington, as we do every Sunday morning, I should say, joined by my partner, Jeff Howe. How are we doing, Jeff?
Pretty good. Yourself?
You know, it was a late one last night. We talk about how we want these night games, and then all of a sudden the game's over, and it's practically midnight, and I'm not in any position to go to bed. So maybe the 4 o'clockers are a little nicer. But as we do every week, I will kick it to you for the first word on the Bearcats' winning performance in Stillwater.
Bowl eligible. So that's exciting. Check mark. And that's something that we haven't been able to say for a while, it feels like. So that's good. Also, going to game on paper right off the rip, just all green minus the defensive run stuff.
I was thinking about it. We almost got the perfect sheet.
Almost a perfect sheet. But if you throw out the defensive run stuff rate, the lowest percentile was a 75th percentile on anything else. Most of them were in the high 80s and 90s.
We'll throw it up right now so the viewing audience can get a look. A lot of green,
and that's what we like to see. I don't know. I guess you can get nitpicky on some things, and we will as we go through. Sorsby just continues to do the things that we saw initially that we had. When he first got here, we made some statements about how it's nice to have a quarterback that kind of goes through his reads and makes good decisions with the football. He's just continuing to do it. There was a stat yesterday that got put up on the screen in the last I don't even know how many years, but he's gone 6 consecutive games with 2 touchdowns and no interceptions, and they're the list of names on there was Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields and. He's taking care of the ball and getting it where it needs to be, and that's a large part of what's driving the success of this football team.
For sure. I think, let's start on the offense, especially in the first half. That was precision. That was clinical. We knew coming into the game that Oklahoma State's defense was bad across the board, and UC took full advantage of it. I mean, it was very efficient. You mentioned him going through his reads. I mean, there were several times where, and credit to the offensive line has to give a quarterback the opportunity to go through his progressions. But there were several times where he's not there. Okay, third option, and we're swinging out to Evan Pryor type of situation. So, the first play of the game is a 32-yard run. Offense was very clean, very good in the first half, and that pretty much set the tone. I know we'll get into the defense and specifically the run defense, but I don't want to sound like a broken record or pretend that those things don't matter. But in a game like this, there is a sentiment out there of you're playing really good. You're going to play this terrible team that is not having success, has fired their coach, is changing their play caller, is having a wide receiver play quarterback. You should be able to do literally whatever you want to them. And on some instances they were able to. I mean, the offense outside of the third quarter, really, there was no resistance. But to put it all into perspective, the lowest win probability at any point in the game for UC was 86.4%. So
that's pretty good.
The consternation or the, oh my God, this is terrible, how can they're going to lose? They were never going to lose the game. Never. At 28-17, it was never even in question what was going to happen. Outside of a bunch of fluky stuff all of a sudden happening, which happens. I mean, guys and ladies, we're seeing every week we come on here and we talk about the week-to-week nature this year of the sport and how just because you did one thing last week doesn't mean you're going to do it again this week. I mean, I'll just use one example. Memphis UAB. UAB was a dumpster fire, fired Trent Dilfer, and beat a team that was 6-0 and hadn't really been challenged outside of winning a close game to Arkansas. Like, you move on, you take the win, you work, obviously you talk about the things that don't go well, and they're going to try to fix them. But, the Bearcats have now done something that I would venture to guess has never been done before in college football. Maybe at some point because we've been playing the sport for a long time. But over their last 12 games, so their last one season essentially, they have lost 6 games in a row and now won 6 games in a row.
I said last week I said winning 5 games in a row felt a lot better than losing 6 in a row. So
keep it up. The offense, especially in the first half, very good. Loved the scene, guys like Brady get in, Manny Covey getting a touchdown. A lot of guys got to play at the end of the game. You got to just be happy about that. That doesn't happen a lot in league games on the road.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't tell me anything about what'll happen next week against Baylor, just like last week being really good against the run against UCF didn't really carry over to this week. So you take it, you win, you keep building. As Sat said, the games get more important. They're in first place. There's 2 teams in the conference that haven't lost games. BYU and UC. Find me anybody that thought that would be the case on October 19th when we're talking about the 2025 season, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, whenever.
Yeah, if you made that bet, you made a lot of money. That's what that comes down to.
I mean, we're sitting here, we're deep into the fourth quarter of the BYU Utah game, and I'm sitting here ready to send out a tweet about your solo first place Big 12 Cincinnati Bearcats. And then Utah, messed around and BYU did what BYU's been doing all year. So, maybe at some point I have to start giving them credit for it. But, you put up 49. You finally get an interception. And you turn it into the longest interception return in program history, which was a very rough 5 minutes, 10 minutes for me yesterday, as one of my teams returned an interception 100 yards for a touchdown, and then my other team had an interception returned 100 yards against them for a touchdown in about what felt like simultaneously.
Well, you win some.
It's a literal you win some, you lose some scenario.
And then I know this is way off topic. We'll only say it for a second, but and now you're losing your baseball coach down there. Oh,
that's a wild situation, but that's for another podcast completely.
Yes, it is.
But no,
absolutely.
The Bearcats go to Stillwater. They get out with the win. I don't have a ton to say about the offense. I thought Sorsby was super efficient. He really got through his progressions. They ran the ball effectively at the beginning of the game. The pass defense is really the issue for Oklahoma State, and they took advantage of it.
Why not?
Cyrus Allen, 3 touchdowns. The offensive line again, give up 1 sack. So now we're at 2 sacks. But the pressure, he did a great job maneuvering the pocket. They really didn't run him as much in this game as as they had recently. I felt like that was, I don't know if that was a shift in game plan or just what presented itself was, he didn't have to run because the
Right.
passing game was there, but
I would say when he did decide to run, though, I mean, the do a barrel roll touchdown was probably up
he
there
made
with.
that play so much harder than it needed to be. Just hand the ball off to Tyree Walker.
Yeah, and but he goes to the outside. He gets his shirt pulled. Decides like, okay, I'm not going to try to get to the edge. I'm just going to cut it up and run through like the entire gauntlet of Oklahoma State defenders and spin in the air just to make a touchdown. Which
they used
is fine.
20 for 29 with two drops for sure.
I think they're still now perfect in the red zone on scoring.
I loved Sat's fourth down call in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, go for it. I'm glad he went for it. It feeds into the aggressive nature of things. It feeds into the momentum of things. Oklahoma State had put together a couple good drives there, and you really, outside of 4th and 1, you're probably punting, but you really don't want to start the second half with 2 straight 3-and-outs.
Right. You got to at least try
so
to.
I was all about that. Against that defense with this offensive line, if you can't pick it up, then so be it. But you don't.
Might as well give it a run.
Yes, absolutely. So offensively, I don't know if there's a ton to get to there. I mean, looking at the numbers,
I would say my only gripe, and it's something that we always talk about, is like the middle 8. They get a nice touchdown going into the half. Obviously, leave like no time for Oklahoma State to really do anything going into the half, which is great. So we keep things rolling, get it to that 28-10, and then obviously that probably is like the real nail in the coffin kind of thing of like, I mean, not that, like you said, it was never really in question, but it's nice to throw that last one in there on like a 2-minute.
Yeah.
I think it was like 95 yards. I mean, it was a pretty healthy drive in 2 minutes to go up 28-10. And then you come out of the half and you get the ball back and you haven't really had an issue moving the ball. And then you go 3-and-out.
Yeah. 12 plays, 94 yards, 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
And then you follow that up with 3 plays for 4 yards in almost the same amount of time, and then punt the ball coming out of the half. Mm-hmm. And so if there's anything that I'm going to like, it's that. Let's make that a little better.
They had 2. I mean, they definitely earned their touchdowns this game. I mean, you had their shortest, I mean, outside of the play that Oklahoma State fumbled at the end, their shortest touchdown drive was 71 yards. I mean, their touchdown drives were 79, 71, 86, 94, and 95.
Yeah. That's getting it done. And they were all like 2 minutes, 2:25. It took them less time to go almost 100 yards than it did when they scored their 71. I mean,
yeah.
2 minutes, 4 minutes. I know, I guess it like the foot to the gas is just the best way to describe the offense. And as long as we talked about it against Iowa State, like come out, punch these teams in the mouth early, and then you'll be all right.
For sure. I guess, we can flip it over to the defense. The disappointing part in that was that going into the game, Sam Jackson, I thought he played a pretty good game. He made all this stuff happen for them. And it's not a passing quarterback. I mean, he's a 50% career passer in all of his stops. And while the offense was doing what we wanted them to do, the defense wasn't able to really stop their run, which didn't make them one-dimensional. Like, they weren't in a bunch of 2nd and long, 3rd and longs where this guy has to be back there and throw the ball. And so to go from the way the defense stopped the run, at least from the running back standpoint last week, I mean, Miles Montgomery outside of 1 carry averaged 2.4 yards a carry or 2.8 yards a carry. And I was very big on Oklahoma State's running back coming in this game, but I just thought, I don't know what you saw, but what I saw was linebackers just totally out of gaps and like on the snap, being overly aggressive, whether it was coming up or shifting horizontally, just really just kind of taking them out of plays far too often. Just the run fits were bad. They were super aggressive at the snap that put them in spots where they were easy to block and were out of position.
Yeah, and I sent that I had sent a message in one of my group texts that I'm in that, and it was after I think they had scored a rushing touchdown, and it wasn't like an overly long rush for the touchdown.
I read it was the 20-yard run.
It might have been that
right
one.
up the middle run where our guys just like
all the linebackers literally vacated the middle of the field and they weren't being blocked. Like the announce crew was like, "Oh, the offensive line, watch them get to the second level and block." They didn't. I mean, they did get the second, but they didn't put their hands on anybody. The linebackers it was like they thought it was going to be a sweep or something, and they just like vacated the middle of the field completely and pushed forward and off to the side. And so it was a very odd thing. And I kind of like going back through and like fast forwarding through it, it looked like it happened an awful lot, kind of to your point, where the linebackers were entirely out of position. And that just, if that happens with this style of defense, it's going to bend an awful lot. And it's just a good thing that, this is an Oklahoma State team that's not very good, like overall, or else it would have put us in a much worse position the way that they were playing yesterday.
It felt like the gaps they just weren't in the same spots that they were last week. And that was concerning just because you knew coming into the game that was going to be what they wanted to do. Now, there were other circumstances that can play into this. I mean, you can talk about how bad they've been, but when you have a new play caller, you almost saw the same thing with the whole UCLA thing.
Oh yeah,
you have they threw the ball to a guy who's been in college 6 years and who's caught one pass in 6 years, and so you're dealing with these situations where you really
that Quentin Stewart guy.
Yeah, watching their tape. His last catch was in 2022. That was his only catch in his career until last night.
Good for him.
So, they're not excuses, but you're going into a game kind of blind. Like, I don't know. This guy has no tendencies. Everything that we've watched, we're watching players and what they do, but what they've done on 3rd and 4, all of our analytics say they've done this 60% of the time. That's irrelevant when you have someone totally different calling the plays. And he knows what the tendencies are from the previous, so he's probably going to try to break as many of the tendencies that they've shown.
Because they haven't worked for 7 games already or whatever, 6 games.
For sure. So, it's still it's going to be a concern until it's not, which it's probably going to be a concern all year. Like, the defensive line just is not getting much pressure on the quarterback. Dante didn't seem to play very much. I'll be interested to see what his snap count was, although, we were talking a little bit in a group chat about it, but then I saw him in the 4th quarter. So
and he was over there, like he looked like he was all right because he was over there to pick up Goody whenever he got run off onto the shortest sidelines of all.
Oh time. And Crip Keepers asked about it. I'm not sure why it's so tight on their sidelines. It just is, and it always has been. And you really don't have much room at all. Your bench is right up against the wall, and there's maybe 2 or 3 feet from the white paint to the bench, and that's it. But so maybe they just felt this was a game that we're not going to. It's not necessarily in doubt. We don't need him out there 50-something snaps.
Yeah,
and we need to get some other guys some play and see if they can continue their growth. But yeah, it was concerning. The run defense was not good. They were not even just the linebackers. Daniel James lost contain on the outside several times. There was some bad tackling in there. It just wasn't a great day by anybody in the run game, and that's reflected in just the box score stats, which I don't love, posting or not posting, but just discussing a game in the sense of how the box score looks, because I think games are so much more nuanced than that. But your leading tackler is Jake Golday with 6 tackles, and for a guy that has flashed and has done as much as he has this year, I mean, that was the quietest 6 tackles I can remember him having. Jaquan Sinks had 5, Trey Gullicard had 5, Antoine Peak had 5. I mean, he probably had the defensive play of the game on outside of the interception return on the 4th down stop. He made the play, and then Golday kind of cleaned it up. But, they weren't in the backfield. I think they had 3 tackles for loss. I think they get credited with a sack, but that was more Sam Jackson kind of realizing I'm about to get decked, so I'm going to slide. And then one time he ran out of bounds for like a 5-yard loss, which I think technically counts as a team sack, but it's not going to show up on the individual stat sheets. So, it was just a kind of a disappointing ho-hum effort from the defense and the run game perspective. And, but they keep doing this, though, in the sense of, I don't know what the stats are going to bear out, but they keep making plays in the red zone. Oklahoma State gets down there 5 times. They go 3 for 5. One is a 4th down stop, so that equates to a turnover, and the other is a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, Satterfield said in his press conference, like, the defense loves it whenever the other team gets down to the red zone because, like, they can't get run by, and, like, I don't know that you really want to make a habit of letting the other team get to the red zone, and then be like bowing up. But it's obviously, like, if you're going to take some positive out of it, it is encouraging that they are able to bow up when necessary down there. I mean, I don't know how much you take out of it against the Oklahoma State Cowboys, but it's nice to see.
No, it's and the teams they have left are some of the better teams in the conference, but they also offensively, like, there's still elements of the teams they have left that, I mean, the Big 12 it's just an interesting league to me. Like, Texas Tech going down, Arizona State, I think, has really good defense, but we don't have to play either one of them.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's elements of some of these offenses that I think are dangerous, but on the whole, these are very much fits and starts offenses. And it's very similar to UC yesterday and last week. I mean, really good against the run last week, not really good against the run this week. What does that say for next week? Who knows? Like, it doesn't really tell me anything. So, we get in the pass game, he made a couple nice throws. The one, was it 4th down or 3rd and long?
No, so he made he actually was on I think on maybe the same drive. He made he threw a pass to Noah Jennings over the middle on a 3rd down, and then the more.
Wait, who threw a pass to Noah Jennings?
Thorsby.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the defense. Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going back to.
No.
I thought you were kind of wrapping things up.
Oklahoma State's pass game. I was like,
oh.
Daniel James got a lot of reps, or maybe his reps were just exposed. So, I could understand trying to get more guys in these games, though. I mean, you have to let them get out there. You have to let them make errors if they're going to make errors. You're never going to find out anything about them, and they're not going to become better players if you don't ever put them in the game. So, he didn't get his head around it all, which seems to be a continued, symptom of cornerback play is.
And the one he got, in the end zone, he got completely baited into and then just bear hugged and brought to the ground. And like you can't let that happen. You're there. He's the thing is, like, what's frustrating is he was there to make a play. Like, if you turn around,
he's running with the guy.
Instead of he's in position. So but that kind of, that does kind of go back to what you're saying there. Like, get these guys into games to get them some experience and maybe point out to them, like, look, you're doing 80% of what you're supposed to, just finish the play.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna want to play more guys as the season goes on. Guys get banged up. You need guys out there. I'd rather have him make that mistake in an easy win over Oklahoma State than make it next week against Baylor. Maybe he learns from it, plays it differently next week, and just is in good coverage and the pass is incomplete. You know, it's frustrating in the moment, but it didn't matter in the scheme of the game.
Right. No. And like when it happened, I think that was the one. I think what irritated me the most, and I'm pretty sure it was that play. There was one where Jackson, like after he threw it, they like he almost like didn't care that it was incomplete. He was like already clapping for the flag because he knew it was coming.
Right. I think sometimes with these types of offenses that struggle, it's like let's just throw it up and try to draw a flag because that's our best chance of converting this 3rd and 11 or whatever type of situation. Yeah. So, you know, the defense is what it is. Like, we're 7 games into the season. We know what it is. It's a bend but don't break. Try not to give up explosive plays. Be better at tackling. Like, they weren't good tackling yesterday, but that hasn't been hasn't really been a symptom all year. I mean, at times, maybe here and there, sporadically, but it's not like we're not coming on here every day or every Sunday morning, and Chad and I are talking about it, and they're not talking about it on Monday night saying, no, this is just a terrible tackling team. Why can't we get this fixed? So, you know, the run defense hasn't been terrible. I didn't think it was good yesterday, but that's not something that we've come on here and been saying, why can't we stop the run? Teams are averaging, you know, X number of yards per carry on us. It doesn't matter who it is, you know, whether it's a good offense or a bad offense. So it just kind of, we're going to have to live with it the rest of the way and hope that they make plays like they did yesterday against better offenses. You know, get off the field on 4th down, get a couple turnovers, you know, and the offense, this is an offensive team. Like, that's fine. There's offensive-based teams. There's defensive-based teams. Very few teams are very good at both. As we continue to watch, and we'll get into when we talk about the rest of the country, very few teams are showing up every Saturday feeling comfortable about what they're going to get out of their offense and their defense.
Yeah. And I'm happy to say that our offense being the strength, and you know what? Our special teams has been really good too. Yesterday, like we haven't talked about them today at all because there wasn't a lot.
A couple bonehead plays yesterday.
Yeah, and that's gonna happen, and that's okay. But like, it has been a strength this year.
It's been undeniable strength, and the bonehead plays don't cost them anything. I've always just said special teams just don't be the reason you lose a game. There were too many of those in the last 2 years. You know, Christian Harrison, he knows he can't bump the guy, and Manny Covey knows he's not supposed to field that punt at the 5-yard line, which they went down and scored anyway. So it's like it really didn't matter.
He was just trying to pad stats.
Exactly. Give the offense some more yards to work with. You know, why start at the 20 and score a touchdown when you can start at the 5? But all in all, I mean, it's still another successful day for them. And when 2 of your 3 units are playing at a pretty high level, you know, the majority of the time you're going to have a chance to win. And
you can afford for your defense to be, you know, just good enough.
Yeah. And we'll get into the other teams they play when it's time to get into them, but it's, you know, they've put themselves in the position for those games to matter, and they have enough to win. Like, to me, they do enough things well to win every one of those games. I'm not going to come out here and say that they will, but watch the Big 12 and tell me that team can't win all those games. The week-to-week
I won't be the one to say that to you, Dave.
No, you better not, or we're going to find a new co-host.
Wow. That's aggressive.
Anything else from the trip to Stillwater? I do want to say, I got to give a shout out to their fans.
Yeah. Hey, bananas.
Yes, it was homecoming, and homecoming's a big deal there, and a lot of other places, but that's a not good football team that has gone through a lot already this year. And they were there, they stayed, they were into it. Like, that's what, you know, you have the shirt guys, the banana guys now. Like, that's what makes college football awesome.
That and Oklahoma State's also running a starting UCF flag football quarterback out at the end of the game.
Yeah, he threw two touchdowns. I think he threw 2 touchdowns last week.
That's kind of a crazy thing for that kid. And
he wasn't even playing football at UCF, and he goes to
Oklahoma State, and he's like
plays last week and throws touchdown passes.
They said he wasn't even on the roster until like partway through the season. Like, that's good for that guy.
Heck yeah.
I don't know. I mean, wrap it up. They're bowl eligible, which, like, the last couple seasons, all we've ever said is like, just get the bowl eligibility, just show some improvement, and they came right out of the gates. Obviously, like, you hate the. I think if we play that first game now, maybe it's a little different and whatever. But like
first game on Sunday, the day after the game.
Yeah. But you know, I'll take a 6-1 record after 7 games.
It would have been Sunday.
If 4-0 in the Big 12. You know, we'll see what the rest of the season holds. But you know, this team has shown some improvement. There's a lot of good things, and when there's more good things to talk about than bad, we have pretty good Sunday mornings.
I'm having a good time. You can tell they're having a good time. Like as one is to say, the vibes seem high.
Yeah.
So yeah.
As we transition from that, I'll tell you where the vibes are not high.
Who are we firing first? I keep checking my phone to see if we're going to get to talk about any firings live.
Let me tell you something. A certain Twitter page. The name of the Twitter page is Badger of Honor. The last 27 drives per team: punt, interception, punt, end of game, punt, downs, fumble, punt, interception, punt, field goal, punt, interception, punt. That's not good.
I have one for you too. Oregon had more yards yesterday against Rutgers than Wisconsin has in October.
That matches up with what I just said. That's bad.
I mean, I don't want, like, they're averaging 5 points a game in Big Ten play.
Ooh.
It's bad. I mean, it's bad at a lot of places. I'm taking maybe a tiny bit of glee in it, but like I don't want to see people get like fired from their jobs. Like,
yeah, no, that's not it, but it's content to talk about. And he followed that up by saying it's actually worse than this now. I posted this at halftime of the Ohio State game.
I mean, they didn't even, I don't think, I mean, I saw a lot of the game, but I wasn't solely focused on it. I don't think they even threatened a field goal.
Their fans were taking their shirts off.
Like, I don't even think they got to a point where they were like, can we kick a field goal here?
I don't think they.
That's bad. It's 9:35 a.m. Do you know what Mike Norvell's buyout is? Like, if you stayed up to watch the whole Stanford Florida State game, my question would be why. But they have not won. They are now approaching 400 days without a ACC win. And I thought Stanford was going to go 0-12, and they just beat a team that beat Alabama 2 months ago. That's what college football is right now.
And that's why we say it is a week-to-week sport. I mean, UCLA is 3-1 in the Big Ten now.
They're unstoppable. They might be mathematically still alive to like win the Big Ten, go to the Big Ten championship game,
which would be wild.
Of good games, or at least entertaining games, exciting games. Ole Miss, Georgia. That was a good one. If you just wanted to watch teams not play any defense, which is weird, watching Georgia just not be good on defense.
Yeah,
that's strange. The Notre Dame two-headed monster of Love and Price ran all over USC.
What did they? How many yards? I saw a stat at one point they had like 400, like over 400 all-purpose yards between the two of them in the
Jeremiah Love,
game.
I think, ran for 228.
In the game, so let's see. Jeremiah Love had 228 yards rushing. He averaged 9.5 yards a rush. Jadarian Price had 87 yards rushing and averaged 6.7 yards a rush, but also had, I think he had the kickoff return. Yeah, he had two for 113 yards on his kick returns. His long was 100, and that was right after USC took the lead, and then he took it back with a 100-yard kickoff return. So that's going to help the old stat book. So yeah, that's a dangerous crew right there.
Yeah, they're probably gonna go 10-2 and make the playoff. So get used to that. Which is fine, whatever. I don't care. What other good games? Because yesterday had some real clunkers too. That
Well,
were
you could go back to Friday to Louisville, Miami.
yeah, Carson Beck throwing 4 interceptions. Stunner that Miami is pretty and then throws out a stinker like that.
I mean, just bad. And then you lose. I mean, Louisville's 5-1, the one in the ACC.
I mean,
and now they have a win over the number 2 team in the
know
country.
who, like, trying to think about now. Is it like Georgia Tech, Louisville, UVA, or kind of the you're gonna get like a Georgia Tech UVA ACC championship game? That would get huge ratings.
I'll give you the top 5 teams right now in the ACC. Georgia Tech, Virginia. So you got those. You missed SMU.
Oh, SMU, because Clemson still stinks.
Pittsburgh.
Oh, Pitt, who lost to West Virginia, who is bad.
And then Duke.
Just like we drew it up, man.
And then Louisville's after that. Cal, Stanford, Miami is way down. Like
Florida State basically sued to try to keep Stanford out of the ACC, and then goes out there and loses to them last night.
Florida State is 0-4 in the conference. So, wow.
What else do I want to hit on? Indiana destroys Michigan State. They're terrible. They might be firing their coach after just 2 years. Billy Napier needs I don't know what Mississippi State was doing at the end of the game against Florida. They're in field goal range with like 30 seconds left, and they drop back and throw it. And a Florida defensive tackle drops into coverage and intercepts it. So Florida wins, but their fans are chanting "Fire Billy" all game. Go on Twitter and find the Texas A&M post-game tweet about their win against Arkansas. If you haven't seen that, that's a good funny. Good job by the Texas A&M social media team. And then also go find the Tulane touchdown catch to beat Army. One of the crazier catches I've ever seen. Buddy kind of catches it, drops it, turns around, can't find the ball, but is still running, hits it up in the air with his knee, and then catches it in the end zone. So basically hit it like 3 times, caught it, win the game, 30-something seconds, minute-something left in that one. Missouri-Auburn was a train wreck, and Hugh Freeze is now 0-4 in the conference, so there's another one to watch. His buyout is very manageable. Can't see that one continuing much longer. You had 2 missed field goals in overtime to send it to double overtime. Texas has 171 total yards of offense against Kentucky and wins because Kentucky can't run the ball in from the 1-yard line on 2 straight plays. Wins that game in overtime. There were some bad games, like bad football.
Andy LSU. I mean, LSU, like the fans there.
We got to talk about Brian.
The fans there they're over it.
I mean, they already don't like the guy. That's not a surprise.
He just wants to be part of their family.
Vandy at no point yesterday faced any resistance from LSU. Just listen to the sentence that I just said. If you've watched college football for any amount of time, I just said Vandy at no point in the game yesterday faced any resistance from LSU. LSU's next two games, Texas A&M, Alabama. Like, I mean, seriously, are they going to fight? I mean, there's so many, like, this could be one of the craziest off seasons ever. I mean, just off the top of my head, if things go totally sideways, LSU, Florida State, Auburn, Florida, I mean, Wisconsin, that's 5 real quick that.
And you already have Penn State.
Oh yeah, I'm talking about still opening up.
I'm just talking about in general, all the like with openings at big names.
Yeah, it could be wild.
The old coaching
South
carousel.
Carolina, like I'm not ruling South Carolina out there of opening up. You know, when these teams start getting rid of coaches, other schools get antsy.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to be left off the coaching carousel and end up in a not so good situation.
We remain with 2 winless teams, UMass and Sam Houston.
Oh, did you see the end of UMass? Actually, I think
so. You guys sent it to me, but I didn't.
Aaron sent a text in the group that said UMass has finally won a game. There was a minute left. I don't even know who they were playing. Threw a pass, and UMass intercepts it.
They were playing Buffalo.
Okay, so they're playing Buffalo. They're up by a point, and they intercept the pass with like 1:05 to go. They celebrate. You know, they think this is it. They go 3-and-out punt, and then Buffalo wins. All the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. So UMass will remain defeated.
The Tokyo Toe is now 6-2. I don't know if you're familiar with his work. Hawaii's kicker.
Oh, he was at a junior college in Ohio, right?
I don't know about that part. I know he taught himself how to kick by watching YouTube videos, and now Hawaii games are being streamed in Japan because he's like a celebrity now.
He hold on. He came over here, so he taught himself to kick, and then he came over here. He played for like a junior college in Ohio somewhere, and then left and went to Hawaii.
Let's see if there's anything else. We don't need to talk about my other team. They're not very good, honestly.
What?
Tennessee? No, they're not very good. Ty Simpson is very good. I enjoy watching, like, just from a football watching game standpoint, taking my dislike for Alabama out of it, I like watching Alabama quarterback Ty Simpson play football. That dude can really spin the ball and is probably going to win the Heisman because, I mean, they're playing pretty damn good. They've won 4 games in a row against top 11 teams.
That's pretty good.
And I don't know, man. Them Ohio State. I don't know.
Yeah. Hocking College is where
Hocking College. The Tokyo Toe started at Hocking College.
In Nelsonville, Ohio. It says he uploaded his kicking clips to social media. And finally, Hocking College was like, hey, come kick for us. And now he's kicking for Hawaii, and they're streaming all of his stuff back to Japan.
Heck yeah.
So good for that guy.
Are we missing anything else?
I don't know that there was anything.
Looking through the there was a lot of action in the Big 12, but
yeah, we leave that for
our partners.
Yeah, for Chad and Aaron. They can have their
North Carolina losing Friday night because their guy fumbled at the
at the 0-yard line. That was also, I mean, that's almost as devastating, actually probably more devastating than UMass staying defeated.
Yeah. Essentially not last play of the game. I mean, there were some kneel downs, but you're going in for the winning touchdown, and you're looked like a tight end. Just balls punched out at the
Yeah.
goal line,
I
and
mean, it wasn't even one of those ones
recovers
where
in
he's
the
like
end zone.
celebrating early or anything. Like he was just hustling into the end zone and guy made a play. It's just unfortunate for him.
Yep. I don't think we got anything else. I think Boise is actually now can play themselves into the G5 spot in the playoff, which seems odd to say, but they're gonna with Memphis losing. I don't know the whole schedule dynamics of the USF, Memphis, Tulane, North Texas,
How that shakes out.
AAC, death match or whatever, but Boise's rolling people now. I mean, they took out previously undefeated UNLV running Rebs, blew their doors off. But I mean, Kentucky might open, although Stoops' buyout feels unmanageable the way that it's set up for them.
I mean, if you want to talk about buyouts, Signetti's buyout is
the AD at Indiana apparently listened to the BCJ podcast Wednesday night and me talking about getting rid of these long contracts and doing shorter deals with more guaranteed money, and was just like, "Hey, watch this!
I'll bankrupt the university before I lose this guy.
We're gonna make this guy's full contract guaranteed. Hope he doesn't have any too bad years in the next 9."
Hope somebody else pays more to get him. ESPN did put out like their projected top 12 so far. Obviously, you got Ohio State at 1, Indiana at 2, Alabama at 3, A&M at 4, Georgia at 5, Miami at 6, Ole Miss 7, Oregon 8, Oklahoma 9, Georgia Tech 10, BYU at 11, with their toughest remaining game being Texas Tech. And then also saying that it helps BYU out that Cincinnati is having a good season.
Well, of course it does.
And could be a top 25 team. But then they do mention that it could be a double-edged sword because the Bearcats are also in their way.
Yeah, it could be good for UC that BYU is.
Exactly.
Number
and then
11.
Notre Dame sneaks in at 12. That's what they've got for their kind of projection, because obviously it's not out and official yet. So.
No, I think when do the first rankings come out? After
that's usually in November.
Like the first week of November, so after next week.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not that I even care.
No, I mean, obviously, it's just another
I care because there's still games to play. That's what I don't understand why people. I mean, we dealt with this back when UC was making their run to the CFP. People would get upset about the rankings, and I'd go, "Well, let me know where they are at the end, and then I'll get upset or I won't, because where they are right now doesn't matter because other games have to be played."
I mean, there could legit the way this season's been going, the way these seasons always go. Like there could be a legitimate big shakeup in teams.
There's going to be at least one 9-3 team in the playoff. It's just going to come down to how many.
Yeah, I mean, and probably one of these teams is going to fumble the bag somewhere along the way. And the other thing is with all this NIL and like teams moving around, and like some of these top teams, it's not really like as big a thing, but like being able to backfill certain important positions in case of injury isn't it? You don't have as many like tested game ready dudes because they're leaving and playing elsewhere. So that's always good too. But anyway.
Let's see. I'm going to make sure we hit up anybody in the chat here. Thanks again, everybody, for jumping in. We appreciate our regulars. I see a lot of you in there that are always here on Sunday mornings. Always love it when you guys come in. That makes this chat real fun, and we love coming on Sunday mornings. And it's a lot more fun when we get to talk about 6 wins in a row. I mean,
bowl eligibility is so huge. It just really is.
I mean, sure. I don't care about bowl games at all.
I know you don't,
It's great
but
for the kids. It's great for the coaches.
it's a nice measuring stick when you
I mean,
haven't been there in a little
I'm
bit.
not gonna crap on it, but the bowl system now is so. It bothers me so much that they still cater to this bowl system when you have a 12-team playoff and pretend like that is important. But
You
no,
don't think the Pop Tart? You don't think the Pop Tarts Bowl is important?
Pop Tarts Bowl is amazing. I would gladly attend the Pop Tarts Bowl. I'd love Pop Tarts, brown sugar, cinnamon.
Oh, that's top tier. And they're about to release protein Pop Tarts.
That
For those of you that care about that.
That's like, let's eat all this sugar and all these ingredients that are.
But act like it's good for you because it's a protein
one. Protein. I mean, come on. But no, the bowls are for the players, man. I wish them all the luck in the world. Outside of that, yeah, it is a nice benchmark, especially after the way last season ended. So, but I hope they just keep winning and can go to a nice bowl game that's not 3 days before Christmas in Birmingham, Alabama, or something like that. Send them to Florida, send them to Arizona, let them enjoy, some great weather and a good time. That's all I really care about from bowl games anymore.
Really, really, what we're eyeing here is the path to Arlington.
That's right,
and it's still alive. So
that's right. Get to Arlington. Anything from did the Bearcats in the NFL do anything last week? We were asking. I don't think they did. I might be missing something.
I did see there was like there was one tweet about a nice catch that Alec Pierce made. I don't know. The Bengals won, so like I was
stunned
the way that they played. So
I'm just glad for anybody that would be going to the Bengals game today. I'm glad they played Thursday night and not right now because it is absolutely miserable out. And if you're just wanting to sit back and enjoy some high comedy today watching your NFL football, my suggestion is the wonderful 1-5 Cleveland Browns versus 1-5 Miami Dolphins being played in a wind/rainstorm in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio. I'm going to watch that and just laugh the whole time at how bad it is. Yes, thank you, Jason. We did. Chris Moore still making it happen.
I was going to hop on and bring it up if someone else hadn't already done so.
Still making it happen. Touchdown for the Commanders. Like that dude's career. I mean, he has carved out one hell of a career being a reliable 4th, 5th receiver and special teams guy.
Yeah. Hey, he's still Bearcat in the NFL.
That's right. Yeah, the weather today will make that. I think the over/under is 36.5, which feels a bit much. I mean, I'm a glutton for the Cleveland sports radio scene. By the way,
they're having a full-on meltdown.
I had a run. I want to say it might have. I don't know if it was when they went 1-31. Over 2 years, but they were so bad and the Bengals were good. And I would go and I worked in an office by myself. So I would go in every Monday morning and put on their radio just to sit there and laugh. Because every Monday morning, the opening to the show that I listened to would be, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." And then it would just be hours of them screaming. And this week was, I mean, I think I put on the Bengals and Joe Flacco just ended their. It's bad. They're down bad.
Like real bad. I mean, they can't. They're like they're totally like attacking the trade. Like it's just.
Well, they're having debates if they're worse than when they went 1-31.
I mean, the amount of cope that they're having up there is. I
so
mean,
if they lose today to a terrible team. In conditions that the Browns should win, they should just run the ball every single play, and they should win. So if they lose today,
okay. I mean, obviously as a Bengals AFC North, but like you want the Browns to always lose, but I just like the amount of humorous clips that are being
Oh yeah.
shared currently
After the game
will
Thursday night, Twitter
be
was
astronomical.
Twitter was hilarious.
Oh, it's great.
During and after the game. But
Yeah.
Crypt Keeper says Grand Prix racing. Is that the one in Austin? I thought I saw a commercial. That's F1 or something. Saw a commercial during the UC game. If that's your thing, rock it. I don't know anything about car racing, especially that kind of car racing. But that'll wrap it up for us. We get to talk about the Bearcats win again, so that makes Sundays a lot better. Thank you to all of you, as always, for coming in. Like, subscribe, tell your friends we got this fun recap show on Sunday mornings. Thank you to Aaron. Thanks to Jeff. Thank you, Cincy Light. Thank you, Royal Links Golf Tours. And thank you, Cincinnati Bearcats football, for 6 wins in a row and making this football season a heck of a lot of fun. You guys have a great Sunday. We'll see you again next week.